Hi there, it's Tanya from Botanicamy. Welcome to today's live. It's going to be a recording and not live, so we're going to say semi-live. The reason today is recorded is I am taking a little bit of a vacation with my mother and my husband, and the place I'm going to doesn't have that great internet, so I decided to record a video for you beforehand. So thank you for joining, and welcome to my page, and yeah, for turning up regularly. Thank you. So today I'm going to talk about how I travel with essential oils, because obviously I'm quite an essential oil addict. It is also my first aid kit. I don't travel with medication anymore. So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how you can travel with your oils, because if you're going to be flying somewhere, obviously you can't be flying with 2 wooden boxes full of about 50 essential oils because you never know what you're going to need. You never know who you're going to share your oils with, who's going to have a health challenge that you want to assist or support. So how do you travel with all these oils? Right, so the very first thing you're going to need is obviously a couple of sample containers. They can be 1 ml or 2 ml little essential oil bottles. They already come with a dropper in that you can insert in the bottle. So they just look like a very adorable, cute miniature essential oil bottle. The little hole in the dropper on the inside is a little bit smaller, so there's a different technique to getting the oil out of it. You can't, for instance, just hold it because it's like really teeny tiny. Isn't that cute? You can't hold it like that and expect the essential oil to drop out like with the normal essential oil bottle. So you physically have to, I'm not going to do it now because otherwise it's going to splash. But when you open up the lid, you're going to tap it from the back. So I'm just going to close it so it doesn't drop out. And you would literally just tap it like that. And one drop or one tap is definitely not an entire drop like you would be used to volume-wise of an entire essential oil bottle. It's probably going to be around 1/4 to 1/3 of a drop. So I would say at least 2 to 3 taps if you would like 1 drop of essential oil. Okay. So basically what you are going to need are these little sample containers. You can buy them either as 1 ml containers or 2 ml containers. There are obviously quite a few companies selling these online as well. Just always be careful because a lot of them are really poor quality, and if the glass container itself is very thin and you drop it, it's going to smash into a million gazillion pieces and you might cut yourself. Okay, so also remember you can't put essential oils in plastic bottles, okay, because they do dissolve the plastic and then the petrochemicals are released, which is definitely a no-no. Okay, always in glass. So make sure that you're buying from a reputable company, 1 ml or 2 ml, they call them drum vials overseas. And you're going to need some stickers or labels. Some of the essential oil companies actually have these sheets which are really amazing with all the different essential oil names on there. I also always travel with a 50 milliliter 50 ml bottle of fractionated coconut oil or medium chain triglycerides, MCT oil. Very good carrier oil, works for most conditions. So I don't take all 4 or 5 my different types of carrier oil with me. I usually only just take this 1 bottle. 50 ml is generally enough for all the applications that you might want to dilute for when you're going on vacation. And also it allows you to at least make 2 or 3 10 ml roller bottles for friends and family if you would like to assist them with their ailments or their health challenges. You're also going to need a container to put your sample vials in. I used to travel with beautiful pencil case or a little baggie like this, but then all my essential oil baby bottles were in there. So every single time I arrive at a new place, and we like to road trip quite a lot, and then that means unpacking and repacking and unpacking and repacking a lot. And also then you need a flat surface to pack all your little baby essential oil bottles out onto when you get to your destination. And because they're so tiny, with Tanya being so very clumsy, I knock them over all the time. So it becomes quite annoying traveling in something like this. So I actually saw a tip the other day from another lady, and she buys these containers. They have little compartments on the inside of them. They see through, so you can see through the top. And because you're going to be labeling your bottles, obviously it'll be easier to see where they are. I, however, made the mistake and went and bought these at a store where I didn't actually measure the height of my bottles. A little bit stupid, yes, I know. So basically what happened was when I got home, I was so excited to put them in here. And then when you put them in there, you can see that they literally, they're probably about 2 millimeters too high, which is fine. except then you can't close the lid, okay? And then when you're going to travel, they'll fit, but it's going to be a very tight fit with the lid, and it might break off at the back. So it could be that you just put a couple of rubber bands around it to keep the lid secure, because that's the whole intention with traveling with a box like this, okay? Is so that you can just open the lid, your oils are ready, you can see what's going on, they're all labeled, you know where to just grab the oil that you need for that day or for that specific challenge that you are supporting. But obviously then you're just gonna have to secure the lid quite nicely. So what I've had to do in the interim is I've got a previous sort of supplement container, and this one was actually, the bottom looks like it's also as low as the other one, but because of the lid, and the lid is a little bit, you can see it's got like a little bit of a sort of edge, concave edge on the top, so that allows the bottles to fit quite nicely. And this one has got like a nice interlocking system, so my bottles won't fall out, okay? So I don't have to secure it with a rubber band. But whatever you do, there's actually quite a few of these hobby sort of boxes around. Just measure your bottles before you go and buy it, okay? And make sure that you buy a container that's actually tall enough for your bottles to fit in. So how do you choose what to put in sample containers and which of your oils you've got to travel in either the 10 or the 15 or the 5 ml bottles? Very easy for me, because I've had this amazing friend who's made these beautiful sort of bags for me. They're all padded on the inside, and they literally have like elastics, right? So I've got 10 ml roller bottles on the one side, and then on the other side I've got 5, so 15 milliliter, like the elastics fit the 15 milliliter bottles. This one is already stacked because I'm obviously leaving quite soon. And then there's also space in the middle to put like a lip ice or perhaps additional sample containers that you might want to sample people with, because remember, when you're an essential oil addict, you share your oils with everyone. So you always need to have additional rollers and sample containers with you, because you know it's our passion to help people and to show them how amazing these essential oils are. So make sure that you always you don't have to take like a whole box of stuff, maybe just 3 additional sample containers or 3 additional 10 ml roller bottles, so that you can help someone in need when you need to. And I've got these little, you can see the label there, you can go and find her on Facebook. Really, guys, she custom makes them for you as well. And she actually coincidentally has a Christmas special going on. So go and find her on Facebook. She's really awesome. Very well made as well. Okay, and I don't get paid by her. I don't get endorsed by her. I just found her online through one of our contacts, and she makes, I actually even chose the fabric, right? I've got 6 different ones with different fabrics. So go and find her on Facebook. She's awesome. All right, but this is brilliant to travel with, because obviously now you can see that I've got a large selection of oils, guys, but I travel with all the ones where I will never need more than 2 ml at a stage, because remember, these oils are so potent, okay? You only need 2 or 3 drops max for an adult dose, and a lot less for children and for babies. I mean, they can take like a quarter drop, so you don't need a lot of oils. But where I do tend to take, so most of my oils, the singles that I take with single essential oils, I take in these sample containers. And then I also have nifty rollers. I actually got them from an online company, the one that takes like 6 to 8 months to deliver in South Africa to a post office. Yeah, at least I got them, okay? But some of them are actually like very cute little 2 ml rollers, and I tend to put oh, that's geranium, it's so lovely. This one's leaking a bit. Yeah, that's what happens when you buy online, hey? But anyway, I tend to put my floral oils in my rollers, because you don't use that many drops of them, and it's very good for skin health. So usually what I do is I put these in the little rollers, and then it's ready to go. And you can even pre-dilute them and put some carrier oil in there as well. Okay, so those are other sample containers I have. And you can see I label them all on the top. And most definitely, guess what I do? I also label them on the side. And the reason I do that, I've got like the one that comes from my company on the top. But to spare on some labels, I just have like these little ones that you can buy from any stationery store. And I just handwrite on the side, because if you have like 4 or 5 bottles open and you forget which lid went with which oil, yeah, I'm a little bit pedantic and perfectionistic like that, I guess. But I like to put the right lid on the right bottle. Okay, so I double label. I've got one on the side and one on the top. And also, guys, I've got to tell you, just a little lab story. The reason why I'm so pedantic about labeling is one day I was in the lab many years ago. I think I was still busy with my PhD. And yeah, no. That was a good long time, more than 10 years ago. And I was standing in front of the centrifuge. And it was one of those days where I had about 100 or 120 tubes going. So it's like literally putting my tubes into the centrifuge. I was doing like DNA preps or something, mini preps. And then you take the Epis or the Eppendorf tubes out of the centrifuge, put the next batch in, centrifuge, take them out. And it was one of those days where it was like a production line, right? I had all my trays there ready to go. And as I picked up the one tray, it dropped because, you know, I've told you a million times, I'm clumsy. And I didn't mark my tubes. I was very much focused. I'm very good with memorizing things on spatial, where they put in a space. Like you can ask me in an exam, I don't always remember what the answer was, but I can remember where on the page the answer is. So it's at the right top. I just can't remember what the words are. So I'm a very spatial person. And basically what had happened is I was memorizing and putting them in a specific order. And then when I dropped that tray, I dropped all those tubes. And if they're unmarked, guess what? You start from scratch. Yes. So since then, I always label everything because you think you're going to remember, or you think you're putting them in order and then you drop something, or you think you're going to remember what you put in that bottle. You don't. I promise you, you don't. So just always label. Okay. It's just a good idea to label. Otherwise, you're just going to waste your time and waste your money. All right, so definitely labels are required. These ones are really, really cute for the sample containers. You can buy them at any stationery store, and then you can just handwrite what you put on. These are brilliant for giving samples to people as well. You need a container for your oils, and then you can put them, all your individual oils in there. And the only ones that I really do take my 15 ml ones for is, for instance, the blend that I have for digestion, or my blend for environmental threats, because I obviously also make my own home cleaners. So when I do travel, like now I'm going to a house where I know there's going to be quite a lot of cleaning required. So I'm traveling with a bottle of vinegar so that I can make my very own surface spray. I'm going to travel with my Trigger surface spray bottle as well. And then I take my environmental blend with me so that I can do the half water, half vinegar, and put in essential oil to clean surfaces and that kind of thing. So for that, I'm definitely taking my 15 ml bottle. My digestive blend is something that I use very routinely with my gut health. So that obviously I'm taking my 15 ml bottle. What else? Oh, I make like a wound oil. I call it my wound oil. So I put a W on the top because it's actually an old tea tree or a melaleuca bottle. Because it's part of my recipe, I can without having to wash out the bottle, I can reuse it and recycle. So it's 1 part melaleuca, 1 part lavender, 1 part frankincense, and then 1 part fractionated coconut oil or MCT. So that's all ready to go for all the cuts and grazes and things that I might get while I'm on vacation. What I'm also going to take with in a 15 milliliter size is obviously my bug spray that I make, this time I didn't actually make it. I actually got the blend that is there for mosquitoes, which we are going to be overcrowded with, I guess, this vacation because of where I'm going. What else do I have in here? Oh, I use quite a lot of lemon, peppermint, and lavender on a routine basis. So those I'm actually taking 5 milliliters bottles with, because then I can use the lemon for sticky goo and grease in the kitchen, as well as for putting in a diffuser for detoxing the air. The lavender is obviously brilliant for sun damage. So taking the aloe with for my smoothies in the morning, but then I also have the lavender in case someone gets sunburned. Then I can just put some extra lavender in there. And the reason I've got to take a bigger bottle is because the small one just ain't going to cut it. It's not going to be enough if you're going to have to treat people for a little bit of sensitivity to the sun. What else do I have in 15 ml? That's probably it. So the things for me that are important is my respiratory support oil, because I put that in a diffuser at night, and I do like 3 to 4 drops a night. So that I'm taking in a bigger bottle. My digestive blend I'm taking in a bigger bottle. The lavender, peppermint, and lemon I'm taking in bigger bottles. My mosquito and insect blend I'm taking in a bigger bottle. And then obviously my environmental threats one, which I use in all my surface cleaning sprays as well, just because it's so fantastic, antiviral, antifungal. And you know, at the coast, everything is moldy. So that's going to be a really good blend to take with, and I'm probably going to use quite a lot of that. So that's why the 15 milliliters going. Then obviously I have quite a range of 10 more rollers that I prepare. I've got like a sinus roller or a congestion respiratory support that I take with me. I've got my head tension blend that I take with me. I also have 2 oils that are actually emotional oils that are already blended by the company that I love. I use them as perfumes because I don't like anything synthetic. The perfumes tend to give me a headache. So I've switched to using natural essential oils as my perfumes as well. And because there's a carrier oil on there, obviously it stays on your skin for longer and it's localized longer. So the fragrance actually lasts quite a lot longer as well. So those are the 10 ml rollers that I take, and I put them on the one side of the bag. They're 15 mLs on the other side. And then I've got some lip eyes and things in the middle. And then I just take this little guy with all my other singles, with maybe a sticker or two, label or two if I want to make someone a sample. And then I take my 150 ml fractionated coconut oil, and I'm ready to go. And all my essential oils, which is usually a stack like this in boxes, literally fits into that. I mean, how amazing is that? I'm not going to, maybe I should just show you. This bag actually does close. I know it's like super full. I travel with a lot of oils. But yes, there we go. So it actually does fit quite nicely. It's like a pencil case size, guys. It's like tiny. It's not even that heavy because you've got the smaller bottles in there. So yeah, that's how I travel. So if you see me on vacation, I will be sorted. I will be able to assist you if need be, but I'm most important is I can also assist my own health challenges while I am on vacation. You never know when you're going to cut yourself or step into a huge thorn, or those kind of things. So always have those kind of things available. Definitely a blend that can assist you with a little bit of achy muscles if you're going to go for quite a lot of hikes or walks. If you don't want to take a blend, you can sort of minimize by using peppermint, because that's going to be good for the muscles. But the peppermint is also great at re-energizing you in the afternoon when you've got that sugar low afternoon slum. Peppermint is really good, and the peppermint's also good for respiratory conditions. But besides that, you can also massage some on your tummy when you have got some nausea going, or when your tummy doesn't feel that well when you've eaten too much. So peppermint is actually very versatile, and lemon can do quite a few things as well as lavender. So if you want to even minimize from this and go smaller, try and see which of your oils you can sort of multitask with, so that you don't have to take as many as I have here. But I'm going prepared. Really, I like being organized and prepared. Okay, so thank you for joining today. I hope you all have a fantastic festive season, and I will be back to do a real live in Thursday, today in a week's time, basically. So I hope you enjoyed today's tips about how to travel with essential oils. Just always make sure you're buying containers that are not really flimsy and that they seal properly. The last thing you want is for all your essential oil to spill over everything inside your suitcase or in your bag or in your handbag even. And remember that tea tree, if that leaks, it's going to start eating through everything, especially plastic, okay? So yeah, make sure your tea tree or your melaleuca is closed really tightly. All right, see you all soon. Thanks for joining. Tanya from Botanicamy. And that was fun. Thank you. Bye-bye.